I have a good saying that I tell everybody. They're always like, "Oh, Professor, I have this problem." I'm like, "Is there a solution?" Yes. Then there's no problem, right? If there's a problem and there's a solution, there's no problem. Now, if there's a problem and there's no solution, then there's no fucking problem either because you can't solve it, right?
Yeah.
So you can say, fuck it. So that's where my mindset has changed now.
Right.
That I'm like, out of sight, out of mind. Like, if I can't solve it, let it go and move on to the next thing. You know?
Southern California kid, no money, no connections. He worked civil engineering for 18 years. Then one day he walked on a jiu-jitsu mat for the first time, got submitted by a female purple belt and never looked back. Blue belt to brown belt in 2 years, 5-time world champion. In 2017, became the only person in history of jiu-jitsu to complete the Super Slam. All 5 major tournaments in a single year. Nobody has done it before. Nobody has done it since. Then he walked away from competing on purpose, packed his car at 36, moved to Vegas, and started building champions instead of chasing titles. Khabib's team trained in his gym. Brandon Moreno, Henry Cejudo, Valentina Shevchenko, Kayla Harrison, all come through his gyms. 3-time UFC champion coach. His students run these gyms across Vegas. He partnered with the Fernando Vargas boxing dynasty and his kids program produced by Helena Krever, ADCC world champion at 17 years old. They call him the underground coach. He doesn't chase the spotlight, he lets the results speak for themselves. That's not just a coach, that's a lion who moves in silence. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the check-in, Professor Hector Vasquez.
Wow, thank you so much. I didn't know all that stuff.
It's a pleasure,
That was
man.
good. They did their research. You did research.
It's for me, like, this is just like studying my opponents.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You're studying tape.
It almost sounded like ChatGPT.
Yeah, you're studying opponents, right? You're trying to find it
You
out.
know what's funny? Talking about opponents, I've used ChatGPT to break down opponents and how to beat opponents.
And have you used it?
We used the Redu Dober against Loco Torres.
No way.
Double jab. We knew that was, he always throws a double jab with an overhand right. It's exactly what it told us to do.
Did ChatGPT give you
It
that
told us
info?
exactly.
That's
Told us about the cardio. It told us everything. It was insane. It's the first time I used it.
wow.
Doing that, yeah.
And would you do it?
Now I still use it,
You
but
still-
I still like game plan around other things, but it works.
Do you use those like AI softwares otherwise? Like, are you into that?
I am.
Like Claude and stuff like that?
So there's been a couple of things that I'm working on right now. Obviously, you're a fighter. You know what sweet sweat is.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Gets a little messy,
Yeah.
gel
I
all
use
over
it a
your
lot.
body.
Yeah.
And then when you try to put it back in the thing's all dirty. The packaging's too big.
Yeah.
You can't do a carry-on on it.
Right.
So
Yeah. I had to empty out my bag.
Empty
They
out
took
your-
it all away from me on my carry-on one time.
right. So you know that you can't carry it on. So I'm working on this a brand called Sweat Science,
Sweat Science. Okay.
but it's not gel. It's a spray-on.
wow.
So you can spray it on
Yeah.
instead of wiping it out. Because sometimes you don't have your partners, you can spray it on and you don't get it all over your hands.
Right.
Carry-on size and liquid style.
Nice.
So pretty much treating it like spray tan, right?
Yeah.
Same thing.
And you've been testing it?
We've done the test. Everything works. We've done what we did. We got 2 people to do. We did one with Sweet Sweat, one with ours.
Yeah.
Had them do the same workout, jump in the sauna. We weighed them before, and it was very similar in the weight loss.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, everybody's metabolism is a little different, but it worked good. You know, I just like the comfort of not getting all that gel, the smell,
You have to put it all over yourself.
all over yourself.
Yeah.
Why not just spray it on,
Yeah,
give and go?
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta test that out. Yeah, you gotta give me a
We'll
bottle
get
of
you
that.
one, we'll get you
Because I
one.
remember when I was down here, when I was trying to make 125, 135, I didn't have a nutritionist, so I was putting it on for every session out here.
Yeah.
So especially in the heat, it's like so hot, and I would just drop weight.
Yeah.
But you're right, it was the residue.
The residue, and then all your training gear gets all that stuff.
Everybody
on
can
it.
smell it too.
Can
And everybody
smell it,
knows you
yeah.
have it on.
So that's why I was like, okay, maybe I can develop something that's spray,
Right.
liquid instead of gel.
Why that though? Was it something like your experience
Because
with it? You were just-
because my experience with it, and also I'm around fighters all the time,
right.
and we need it,
Yeah.
right? And I feel like giving them the opportunity to have carry-on size
Mm-hmm.
and opening up the other doors for other companies because there's no competitor.
Right.
Was a competitor, right?
Right.
So yeah, and I had a bad experience with Sweet Sweat because I couldn't carry it on and I wasn't checking in no bags, so I had to throw it away. So I was
Yeah,
like, no,
yeah, that actually happened to me. I remember when I was with Paradigm Sports Management, with Conor McGregor's management, they had so much of it because they sponsored it to him.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're going to throw this all away because he needed to cut for his Jose Aldo fight.
Right.
And there's like 25 bottles. I'm like, I'll take it, put it all on my carry-on. Couldn't make it to security. I had to empty it all out. I'm like, what? I'm like, this was awesome. Like,
Yeah,
I loved using it.
So that's all of those factors is where I was like, okay, this, and that. But besides that, before that, I've been working on for the last 5 years. It's Poppy's Pretzels.
Poppy's Pretzels?
Poppy's Pretzels.
Okay.
So we were trying to work with a company that was going to provide the producing of the pretzels, the seasoning, and all that.
Right.
But things didn't work out. So I was like, you know what? I can't wait any longer. It's been like 4 years we've been working on this project. I just bought my own machines. The machines arrive April 18th, next week in California.
Okay.
We're gonna just do everything ourselves.
So what's the concept of that?
So it's not just a regular salted pretzel.
Mhm.
I wanted to do it a little different than every other pretzel.
Right.
So I did churro flavor,
Okay.
chamoy flavor,
Right.
and ranch spicy flavor. Just 3 different flavors. Something different that Hispanics don't really
Why
eat
pretzel?
pretzels. All right, I'm gonna go back.
Why pretzels?
So my father-in-law,
Okay.
every Thanksgiving he would make these pretzels,
Right.
and they were so good. They were ranch flavored, and I'm like, man, they're so good. Blah 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 blah. And I took a bunch to the gym, and people were like, where can we buy them? So right away, my train of thought was, all right, we might have something here, right?
Right.
So I did a couple of things, and I did a couple of formulas with chamoy, which is like a candy flavor, and then the churro, it was just, everybody goes to Disneyland, right?
Of course, yeah.
Cinnamon Toast
That's
Crunch
the first thing you
taste.
grab when you're at Disneyland.
So I worked with those 2 formulas and I created those and I took them to the gym. And everybody kept asking. So I did a couple of them and we would sell them for like $5-6 in the vending machine.
Wow.
So I was like, all right, we got
At
something.
the gym?
At the gym. And then I
You
started
got all
giving
those
them.
kids there I saw, so they're probably running.
Yeah, all day. And then we ended up just passing them out, free samples to everybody. I took some Extreme. They're like, bro, these are good. Carry on. You go on an airplane, they give you samplers.
Back,
So
yeah.
we're like, let's go. So I decided to do it. And this year, my goal, I always give myself a goal for the year, was to launch Poppy's Pretzels. I already have the shelf places in big grocery stores.
Wow.
But I don't have the brand awareness yet. So I wanted to focus from April to June or July, brand awareness. And then at the end of the year, start really pushing to sell.
What do you think is the best way to create brand awareness? Like you're saying, you were handing it out. Do you think that's the best way to do it? Just handing just.
If you don't have the contacts, I think that's probably the best way. You got to go out there and hustle. Go to 7-Elevens, drop it off, make a little, a little assortment box, put it in the front, have them give it away.
Yeah.
Put a barcode or a QR code so people be like, oh, they're good. And, scan your thing and follow and start buying. I think for me, it makes it a little easier because of the people that I surround myself with.
Right.
It opens the doors a little bit faster.
Of course.
Right. But again, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's the way to do it. I think if you grind and hustle, it's gonna get you a little bit farther and you're gonna be more motivated to do it.
But how do you find that time? Like you run gyms, you coach high level fighters. It's like some people would come up with that idea, but to execute it and actually order the machines and get started on that, what makes you want to even start, like, the spray?
I think I have the right team, the right people around me.
Okay.
So I don't do everything. So we have
still
another
gotta build
business. Yeah, we have we have 6 gyms. Every black belt that's trained with me through the years, I think the best way I could say is you got to share the pie. You can't just be for you.
Right.
So what I've done through the years is like, well, how can I keep people with me as a family that I've created, but also give them the opportunity to make a living doing what they love.
Right.
So they would come and learn how to teach kids classes. And as I saw they were doing great, I'd be like, they'd get their brown and almost getting their black. I'd be like, hey, why don't you open a gym? I'll help you.
Right.
So what I do is I open the gym, I let them teach, and they pretty much own the gym, and they just give me a small percentage for putting it together. And that's how we've done. That's how we've opened all these gyms and giving other people opportunities to do what they love and make money. You know? Obviously, you don't make a lot of money,
but still,
but you do what you love. And for me, I was a civil engineer.
Yeah.
I didn't have to come over here and open a gym. I did it because it was a passion for me, and it worked out, you know?
Yeah, that's something I want to go back to. So, okay, you were a civil engineer, so there was no jiu-jitsu in your world. You didn't grow up with it.
I was 29 years old when I started jiu-jitsu.
29.
Yeah.
So I was 24 when I first threw my first punch in MMA.
Yeah.
But 29 is
29 years old. And I went to Castro Rear Necks in Sacramento. And I went, I was like, oh man, this is not for me. And he told me, hey, roll with that girl. She was a purple belt, tiny.
Yeah.
And she beat the shit out of me so bad.
Right.
I was like, no, bro, here's my credit
Did you give
card.
me air miles? How you give me air
Yeah,
miles?
just like that. No, she actually did worse. She was rude. No, I'm just kidding. But I gave my credit card and I just got addicted. And then I had to move back to California because in that time, business in Northern Cali was kind of slowing down. And my kids were in California, and Downey, that area. So I decided to move back to Cali, Southern Cal. And then I started looking. I was like, man, there's got to be a gym around here. And Cobrinha, Rubens Charles, which is my professor, he had a gym about an hour and a half away. So I was like, I've always been that person, like, if I'm going to learn something, I got to learn from the best.
Right.
Doesn't matter because, again, if I'm going to pay for something, I got to get the best thing. So I drove an hour and a half every day, 7 days a week. I would work from 5 to 1:30 p.m. from Ontario and drive all the way down to downtown LA.
And that single-handedly
Every
passion
day.
that takes you.
Yeah,
makes you do that.
so imagine, I drove an hour to Ontario, drive back to my house, get ready, go an hour and a half to Cobrinha's, get home, finish class. So we would teach kids class. I would do 2 hours of drilling. I would train for an hour and a half. And I'd be done about 8:39. Drive back. Well, driving back was a little bit 30 minutes because of traffic.
Because the traffic was done now.
And be home by 10.
And then do it
And
again.
do it again every day.
Do it again next day.
But again, it's either you want it or you don't want it, you know. And people say, "Oh man, you're crazy." And on top of that, I have my kids, right? I have my work. So when people try to make an excuse of, "Oh, I don't have time," brother, I didn't have time, but I made time for myself because I think everybody needs an outlet.
Right. Yeah, 100%. And jiu-jitsu, I think, is one of the most powerful
It's an outlet
out there.
You know, whatever it is, just you need an hour away from all the daily shit that you go through, and just go do something that you love and just clear out your mind and go home happy.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, I did it for years, and it paid off, right?
Of course.
We did good, and then I got invited to move out here. Like around 2014, I had in contacts with people out here, and then Sean Shelby. I actually lived at Sean Shelby's house.
You lived at Sean Shelby's house.
I lived at Sean Shelby's house, yeah.
The UFC matchmaker.
And they helped me a lot, man. I'm forever grateful for him. You know, he gave me opportunity, and we opened the gym right here in Summerlin, and that's where I met Ali Abdelaziz. And another guy that forever I'll be grateful because he opened a lot of doors for me to get into the MMA scene. I was already working on the MMA part when Cyborg and Fabricio Verdum used to train at our gym in LA.
Okay.
So I was kind of like always there. And then Cobrinha would always do ADCC. So we got to train in that. And so you got to see the whole thing. So I was like, when I moved to Vegas, I'm going to build the best kids program, because we had a great program in LA. I want to do the same here.
Is that the same energy? Like I was in there today and I was saying like definitely the energy felt, there's a competitive energy, but there's also a family energy in there. Is that something that you brought over? That was the same thing in those gyms that you brought over? Because the kids program looked amazing in there.
So I think the biggest thing that I focus on is whether you want to compete or you don't want to compete, it's still a family.
Yes. Okay.
So you're going to get people that want to compete, and that's great, but I'm not going to push you to compete. I want you to come in here and have a good time, because somebody helped me get where I'm at today,
right.
So I wanted to give back. So by just having those kids there, giving them structure, which is something I never had. I had my kids at a young age. My mom passed away when I was 13. My father wasn't around as much, he was doing his thing, but I had to figure it out. And I think just watching that I'm able to change somebody else's life and create it and be able to, live their dreams, like a bunch of athletes now that have gone on and are superstars, like Helena Cravor, and Jalen Franchier and Frank and all these guys. It just, honestly, it feels way better when they win a world title than when I did, to be honest with you. So
really?
My goal at the end of the day is to introduce jiu-jitsu in the most positive way and stay away from everyone else. Hey, I want everybody to succeed. I think that's one thing that a lot of people make the mistake. They're always worried about what everybody else is doing, competitor-wise. We need competition.
Right,
we need competitors because they're the ones that make me work harder, right? If there's no competition, then how am I going to get better? I'm going to be the only one. No, we need other gyms, and there's great gyms out here. There's a lot of great gyms. But I need those to better myself and the team. So I think that's what the difference between us and everyone else. We're trying to make not the old school mentality of jiu-jitsu,
right?
The more relaxed mentality of
Relaxed,
like just enjoy coming in. Push, but have a good time, Don't break your toy, because if you break your toy, you can't play no more. And that's the way I look at it. So that's what I try to tell the kids, I tell the adults, like, come in here, have a good time. There's no 40-year-old trying to be a world champion, but he wants to get a good workout. He wants to be around great people, great energy, and you're able to network with a lot of people that are in there.
Yeah, definitely. That's something in jiu-jitsu I've noticed.
Yeah.
Is a big
so
thing.
To me, it's like, man,
it's like going to play golf.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't like playing golf.
I don't, but
so jiu-jitsu is my networking place.
Exactly. And that's how I've done it. So, I'm forever grateful for all the people that helped me, Ali, Cobrinha, Sean, Helen. It was just great to have those people because, again, even Alan, my partner for the civil engineering company, he gave me an opportunity. I didn't have no engineering skills, but I helped him in his garage, and then he was like, hey, I'll show you how to do this. I'll show you how to do that. I'll send you to school. So everybody needs that mentor. You need a mentor.
Do you think that those mentors need to have that characteristic to keep progressing in their own lives?
Yes.
Like, there's no reason that Sean Shelby needed to help you. There's no reason Ali needed to help you. Yeah. But now you have no reason really to help others. But here you are. There's something within you that's
I learned from the way they did things, and I use that to help the other people.
Right.
Like I said, you can't try to take the whole pie. And when you start doing that is when you start losing people around you. Right? Because you're so focused just on yourself. What about your team? They all have to eat. It's not just about you. And I always tell all my students, like, guys, build your brand. Yeah, we're a Cobrinha team, but you got to build your own brand because you're teaching at that gym. People, you're the one that's there. I'm not there. I'm just kind of like overseeing and consulting and making sure if you have any questions with the experience that I have to help you succeed. That's it. But other than that, I want you to build your own brand. I want you to build my brand. My brand's already built. But if you can build your brand, man, that's another thing that I've it would make me feel good. When I get old, they'll be like, hey, you see that old man? Man, that guy helped me, You're
right.
And, and thank God I'm doing good. We open gyms in California. We have 5, I think, here. We just opened another one in the Southwest. And
Do you think that's because that energy just comes back to you eventually? Like you're going out of your way to help these guys, but eventually the universe energy is always gonna just.
And you're gonna have people that you help, and things go bad, which is okay. I'm fine with that. You know, I've gone through it, and I know how it feels. It feels like shit. But what am I gonna do? Sit there and no? I wish them the best, but at the same time, I've had this happen. They end up coming back, and guess what? I still help them because that's just my nature. And people will say bad things about you, and oh, this guy, he's you know, they'll hate on you. It's okay. If you're really worried about what I'm doing, that means you're not getting the stuff done that you need to be doing.
Exactly.
Because I'm not worried about nobody. I'm doing my thing, and I'm focused on my plan and my goals for the following 2 years. Right. I'm not thinking about, oh, well, so and so went over here, and so.
Yeah,
you know better than me.
Yeah, wait till the pretzel haters come after you.
You know better than me. Like in any gym, there's always politics.
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna ask you. Like, is there, like, there's always especially in Vegas, there's cross training everywhere. Right. I think that's part of the reason why Vegas has become what it has for the fighters, especially during COVID. Is when that all happened.
To me, I'm very open. Listen,
because there's definitely some coaches that are gonna try to control the.
For example, let's say this: you pay for a service. And this is where people don't understand. Jiu-Jitsu, my gym is a service. I provide a service of Jiu-Jitsu.
Got it.
You like the service or you don't, that's totally fine. So you pay for me to give you lessons. And if you choose that this is not the place for you, then you have the right to go wherever. So I shouldn't be calling you a traitor, unloyalty. No. There's a difference between a service and loyalty. Loyalty is you're not paying a dime here. And you're training for free, and you leave, then loyalty kicks in.
Got it.
Right? Because you train for free. But if you're paying me, and then all of a sudden you say, Hector, thank you so much, but we decided we're going to take another route. Perfect. You never, imagine this, you go to your sushi place right here, and your filet mignon restaurant's right next door. Today you decide you want to eat sushi. And you go in there, does this guy ever come out and say, hey, what the fuck? No, right? No, it's just you have the right. You're a grown person. You have the right to choose whatever you want to. And I think that old school mentality is what brought that up. Like, no, man. Hey, if you're not happy where you're at, you have the right to go. And I let people out. Hey, no problem. Go do your thing. Because I know that the work I'm putting in, I'm proud of what I put in. But it might have not been good enough for you. So, and it's totally fine. I'm not going to hold no grudge because the community is so small. If I go to a tournament,
I'm going to
run into you. And I don't want to have that, oh man, you're going to walk around with your head down. No, hey, what's going on? You're still training? Great. That's it. But if we start going back and forth, well, what's the purpose? So I think that's why our environment and our gyms are the way they are. You know?
Do you think having that relaxed kind of feel is what keeps the people around you to stay?
I think so. I think so.
And there was one guy that the guy that I was rolling with today. He was telling me, he's like, yeah, this place it's inconvenient to get here for me. Like, you know, I live on the other side of town. It takes me 35, 40 minutes. But he's like, I wouldn't go anywhere. Me and my 3 kids are here. We all come here. And he's like,
he drives probably about 45 minutes every day.
That's what he was saying.
3 times a day.
And I know there's other gyms that are closer to
No, he's close. He's close to 2 gyms over there. He drives over at 6 a.m. He goes home, takes his kids to school. Comes back at 10 a.m., which is where you saw him. Then he goes back home, picks up his kids, and brings his kids at 6 p.m. So what does that say? We're doing something right.
That's about 3 hours of driving a day.
If that, And this is what I tell people all the time. When you're for a restaurant, if there's a waiting list or there's people outside, must be good, right? If it's crowded, that means be good. If it's empty, wait a second, there's got to be a problem. So luckily for us, it's going great. We're full. We've got 90 to 100 kids on the mats, adults 60 to 70 at night. In the mornings, they're a little bit smaller. The 6 a.m. is about 30 guys. 6 a.m.
That's a lot. I wouldn't say that's small,
so
but anyway.
I really, really think it's that family environment that we provide. And I mean, all the techniques are competition techniques. So if you want to train and you just want to learn the art, great. And if you want to compete, man, we're giving you the tools to do it, you know?
No, definitely. It's just being in that class for an hour today is the little minute details. And I put on the gi in the last year, and it's been one of the most eye-opening things for me. I did gi worlds last year. I'm like, this is completely different than MMA. This is a completely different sport.
Yeah.
There's points and stuff like that. Like in a position where I enjoy sitting in half guard in MMA, that's no points.
Yeah.
In gi jiu-jitsu, you're stuck. You're basically nullified. And then just the techniques you were showing, I was like, there's certain positions I get stuck in, and I was like, it's just little detail. There's nothing fancy about this.
No. I think there's a misconception of gi and no gi.
Right.
For me, for example, I trained all my career in the gi. I maybe did one class of no gi a week.
Really?
And I won 2 world titles in no gi.
No way.
Okay. So mind you, people say, oh, there's no, okay, well, I was able to do it. Training once. Because the system that Cobrinha created works for both. Yeah, you might make a couple adjustments, but the passing, everything else is the same. So for me, I felt like gi is a little bit harder because you got to use your brain.
Yeah,
I feel like no gi is a little bit more scrambly.
And that's something I love.
Right? The scrambles. And it's okay.
Right.
But when you roll with somebody that has control like me, then you're like, wait a second, I can't move. Or you move like, you get with a guy with like Khabib or the Dagestanians. They sit there and they're not moving until you move. And then you're getting tired. And then they just wear you out and they keep cooking you, you know?
Yeah.
So for me personally, I like both. Don't get me wrong. I like both because I train both with Cobra, ADCC, all that stuff. But for me, I like, at my age, I like the gi because I could think a little bit. I could get a grip here and there. But again, either one, it's fine.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest steps for me. Like, I was at a point where I'm like, take my brown belt back. I was like, because I definitely felt like a brown belt at no gi.
Yeah.
Then I put on the gi and I was like,
it's different if you've never trained it.
Collar chokes
People
and everything.
from the gi can transfer into no gi, no problem.
Yeah.
People that have never trained in the gi and only did no gi, they're gonna feel like a white belt when they roll with somebody that's in the gi.
I definitely did, and it was because I still in my head I'm like, I'm still this pro fighter with an 18-3 record.
Yeah. I'm
coming in here training with these guys that work 9 to 5 jobs. I should be able to kill them.
Yeah.
Right. And then all of a sudden I was rolling with Bibiano Fernandez. He's my coach in Vancouver. I train under him, and usually when he has my back, I can kind of athletic my ways. You go to the side or whatever.
Right.
So I'm getting out, and all of a sudden I just feel this yank back. And it literally felt like, you know, when Scorpion in Mortal Kombat goes, come here. Right after that, I'm like, I'm out. And I'm like, holy crap, I'm like.
Bibiano's a beast.
And there I am. I'm back in there, just fully controlled. I'm like, no, I can't get away athletically anymore, slipping and sliding my way out of
Me, I'm very methodical.
Right.
I try to be precise. Like all my movements, they have to have a purpose.
Well, that's what he's trying to teach me now.
Yeah.
He's like, you're getting older too. He's like, you need to slow it down because I still want to go back to my ways. But my ways were actually trained by him, but it's because we trained MMA for so many years.
Right.
So I've been training with him since 2008. So his whole career, I trained with him his entire dream tournament, all his Japan fights, and then when we both signed to one championship and all his camps, it was always no gi.
No
now we're putting on the gi, and he's telling me to calm down and think more. I'm like, but you taught me this. Your academy's name is Flash Academy.
Flash
Academy means go fast.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy, man. It's incredible jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, so he's been bringing students down here. So a bunch of us came for the gi worlds last year.
Oh, nice.
And it's an eye-opening experience. I got on the mat. I'm like, okay, win the first match and second match. I'm just like, yo, how am I losing? And I'm on top position. And the guy got one pass on me, and I can't, exactly what we were practicing, the lockdown with the front. My foot was stuck there the whole time.
Oh, you're like, ow.
And there was no points in that until you do that proper pass.
Right.
And I lost on points. And I was like, that's when I was like, this is a completely different thing. I got to come back next year, completely knowledgeable. I got to put that MMA side a little bit to the side if I'm really going to focus in on this. Yeah. And that's what I've been doing for the past.
That's good. Yeah. No, you move very well today.
Yeah.
Beautiful movement.
But I also see the difference. Like we were saying, you're instinctual with your gi. I'm thinking where you have to be there, because in MMA I was like that too, and sports, because that's why fighters gas so much at the starting, because you're so scared, you're throwing a punch and you're stiff, but eventually you step into your style and you step into who you are and you flow better, and that's how you can go the 3-5s and the 5-5.
And that comes with a lot of years of training and drilling. Like, that's why you say, oh man, he's already here, he's like 2-3 moves ahead. Yeah, but I've kind of seen the majority of the game on those situations, and I know the counter to the counter, maybe 2 or 3 sets.
I know that. Right, so then I'm trying to get past that to know the counter to the counter, and that's where the game is, and that's the beauty of jiu-jitsu.
That's how it should be taught. So if you notice today, I break it down in sections. So if he does this, this is what you do. But if he does this, then this is the other options that you have. And I think that's how it needs to be. Jiu-jitsu needs to be taught, like chain. If there's a link that's missing, then it's not gonna. You're not going to be able to connect it or understand it, and it's not going to work.
And it's going to get exposed in situations like
Exactly.
tournaments.
So that's why I teach my classes very structured. Let's say, for example, we're doing a half guard or deep half. I'm going to show you how to play deep half that week, but I'm also going to show you how to pass deep half. Because now you're learning both, right? You're not just one-dimensional. Oh, I'm just a top player. I don't have a guard. No. My students need to be able to understand both and play both, top and bottom. And I think we've done very good on that, thank God.
What's your take on the whole jiu-jitsu scene now? Like, obviously, I'm sure from the time that you moved here to what it's grown into, we got UFC, BJJ, we got when I went to the IBJJF's, the GI Worlds, that was my first tournament ever going. And I had no idea it was that big.
That's big. It's grown a lot.
I couldn't believe it. Like, I've been part of UFC fight weeks and stuff like that. But I went there and I'm like, I did not know there's malls and shops and 70 to 100 matches happening at one time on 3 different parts of the building. And that was one of those things where I learned, I noticed the culture for competing in jiu-jitsu was so different than the culture in MMA. Because when it's your day for your fight, it's a completely different feeling. It's like life or death, it feels like. The anxiety is different. And so I've been through so many fights where my wife's been with me since like my second pro fight, and she knows the drill. I'll come out here for 2-3 months. She stays in Vancouver. But the closer I get to the fight, the more disconnected I get from her, because I'm going more and more into my head now. And especially on the fight week, we barely talk. So she handles everything. I'm in my zone now.
You're in your zone.
But that day we were at this hotel, and she's like, do you want me to just leave you alone? Like, you're competing? I'm like, it feels weird. Like, I feel really relaxed. I'm like,
have a good time.
And she's like, and I start playing with my kid, and I start playing with my son, running around with him even before the match. I'm like, this feels so different. And I think part of it is that it doesn't go on no Sherdog record. But there's also 100 matches happening at one time, where I think you realize nobody cares. Nobody cares.
So this is funny you say that nobody cares. So my students, either on the weekends they go compete, they win worlds, but on Monday, no one gives 2 shits what you won. How much, unless you're getting, paid and you're a Canelo, no one cares. By Monday, no one cares. Everybody goes back to work. And you might have a little talk here and there, but no one cares whether you won or you lost.
I had to drop that mindset. That's something I'm working on, because all these guys are doing tournaments every week. And my mind is that if I'm not getting to train 2-3 times a day, I'm not putting myself in that situation. Because in MMA, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't sign up fighting train once a day, twice a week, because you can't do that.
You'd be surprised.
What, you could train twice a week and go fight?
There's a couple of guys, there's a couple of UFC guys that don't train. So I have guys that are nonstop training. Like, they train 3 or 4 times a day.
That's me. I have to. My confidence comes from that.
That's how you're built. Then I have guys that might train once a day, maybe 4 times a week, and still knocking out some of the best.
So we're talking high level guys?
Talking top 15.
Top 15.
Yeah. I won't say no names.
I kind of want to know the names after.
But it's funny though, because I have one kid that's always like, this motherfucker doesn't train hard, and he's always winning. And this guy that's training hard has back falls. And he's like, Professor, what am I doing wrong? I said, you guys are built different. It's not that you're doing anything wrong.
How old are the guys that train once a day?
29.
Okay, so it's not.
And he's been in the UFC for a long time.
Really?
UFC and winning fights.
Because for me, I have noticed that I'm like, if I train once a day at this age, it is going to take me longer to recover, where instead of training 2-3 times a day, that would work against me now.
But another thing that he does compared to what I see a lot of athletes do is the older now that he's got since fighting, he trains smarter, not harder. What do I mean by that?
Right.
He drills instead of getting punched in the face or doing 2 sparrings a week.
Gotcha.
You guys already know how to fight,
Yeah.
right? You already know how it feels to get punched in the face. Why not focus more on your techniques and during training, right? Specific training, you know, your hands, your feet, everything. Go to a boxing gym, go to a Muay Thai gym, but focus more on tech,
right,
and your timing, and then do specific training from those positions instead of just, okay, Tuesday, I'm going to go over there. Yeah, you go there Tuesday, but did you work on the stuff you've been working on? Or are you just doing the same stuff all the time?
In camp, you feel like you're just trying to get in shape. That's usually what happens in camps. And you're supposed to get better with your techniques out of camp. But once you're in camp, you're like, I'm going to work on these things in camp, but you never do. Because you're just on this mindset of that you don't know what your opponent's doing, and you're just trying to get in that exhaustion.
And you think, oh, he did 50 push-ups, I'm going to do 51.
Yeah.
But the reality is, okay, wait a second. If I have the right game plan, why don't I just focus on that game plan? Maybe I do sparring once every 2 weeks, you know, and see if I'm hitting my position. But during the week, do specific training from the positions that you're going to deal with during the fight.
And in those specific trainings, is he even feeling any kind of exhaustion? Like,
No, you're not getting tired. You're just more focused on your timing, right? Let's say, for example, for Drew Dober, we fought Manuel. He fought Drew Dober. We looked at film and we fought 2 tendencies: the double jab, overhand right. So we're like, okay, well, we're gonna have to time that double jab, and the moment that double jab comes, we know that it's coming over. So we need to step to our left, either do a 1-2 down the pipe, or when
over southpaw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or when he throws the first jab,
yeah,
know that the second jab's coming, but the second jab's not coming to hit you. It's just to show you.
Right.
So we drilled that for 2 months because we knew that he wasn't going to wrestle us. So then we did sparring and we brought somebody in to give him that look. Double jab, not heavy sparring, but double jab, overhand right. So he's seen it for 2 months. What do you think's going to happen when you already got that? Oh man, I've seen this already. It's just 1-2 down the pipe, finish the fight in the first round.
And I hit my parlay.
He hit his parlay. But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's different for everybody.
Yeah. Like for me, I love that idea. But it's like when I'm sitting at home, I'd be like, I could be doing more. And I think that's a mentality shift that you got to make. Like if he feels comfortable or if they feel comfortable doing that, it's like, when I'm sitting at home, I'm like, my opponent's training. My opponent's training. It's like, it's your own mind that's playing games most of the time when you're in camp.
Because you've always done it that way.
You've always done that way.
So you don't know any other way.
Exactly. So
and that's the same way with some of my athletes. I'm like, bro, go home.
Yeah.
No, I got to train. Go home.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you overtrain and that's usually when you get hurt.
I guess it's not a problem because there's a bigger problem, I think, not to train. Well, it depends. Like you're saying, you have a guy that trains once a day. But it's like in Vegas, it seems like you get caught in this wheel. So especially fighters that come from out of town, such as myself, who come to only for the purpose of getting ready for their fight. So they come here to just prepare and that's all they're going to do. And what they do is as soon as I see the same guys I trained with in the morning, they go into the PI now. Now they're doing strength and conditioning.
No. And
why am I sitting at home?
Yeah, and that's when you start feeling like, I need to be over there too.
Now they finish up the PI, now they're going to go do jiu-jitsu in the evening. Why am I sitting at home? Who am I? Like you know what I mean? So then you're just like, I gotta go. And then it just becomes this vicious 8-week cycle that you never feel complete. Like
it's funny you say that because I had a guy that was always training 4 or 5 times a day. And he's like, you know what, in this next fight, I'm gonna follow his example.
Yeah.
He fought more relaxed. He was going in injury-free.
Right. Injury-free, I'm sure.
And then it was good, had great energy. Finished the guy in the first round. And he's like...
And I think a big part of that is having the guidance with you. Like having coaches because obviously here, the gyms are flooded. It's hard to get that one-on-one unless you build that relationship and stuff like that. Like for myself, I was getting ready to leave to Singapore for my fight, and I decided to just go do one more sparring session. No one's stopping me. Like nobody knows. I knew I had an 18-hour flight to go.
Right.
I'm cutting weight already, and there's a sparring session I didn't need to be at. And there you go. I get in there, do 3 rounds, and on the 4th round, guy jumps my back, and my entire ACL completely tears.
Yeah, we'll see.
And my career gets halted off that. It's a session I never had to be at.
Yeah.
And I was going to Singapore to become the number 2 guy, fight for the number 2 spot in the world. And that was a session that I never had to be at. Had I just recovered and sat back and believed in it.
Right.
But it's like nobody was also there to also stop me from it.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you've done enough. Yeah, they would say, like, you're in the gym all day, man.
Just chill.
I always had that kind of title on me. Like, dude, when you're here, you're always just here.
Yeah.
And
one thing I've learned here in Vegas is, and just being in the MMA scene, people always ask me, hey, Professor, why don't you create a MMA team?
mm-hmm.
Because I don't feel that's fair for my guys. Because if I can't give one of my fighters 120%,
mm-hmm.
then how is that fair for him?
Right.
When you got 40 guys sparring and they're all yours, you're only giving them maybe 5% each.
Yeah, it's very true.
I'd rather, if I'm a fighter, I'm going to be like, hey, I need you, we're starting the camp, I need you here 120%.
Mm-hmm.
And that way you build those bonds and those relationships. That's why I have like a handful of guys that I work with.
Right, and they're not all going to fight at the same time anyway.
Exactly. So then, and they're around the same size. So it's like, okay, one guy can help the other one stay getting ready, blah, 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 blah. And then we go from there. But we don't have them in here.
Right.
They'll come and they do their camp and then we start working. Right now they're in the Mexico PI, but when it's time, then they'll come back.
So what do you think of those Mexico PIs and this whole?
It's great, man.
Like
it's good for
institutes opening
It's
up.
good for the Hispanic fighters.
Right.
I think it's
Shanghai has one now.
Yeah.
Too.
The Mexico ones, I think they have coaches. The Shanghai one has coaches. They're doing great.
Yeah.
I mean, there's talent coming out of there.
There's opportunity for fighters that would never, like facilities that they get to train in are just absolutely amazing.
the workouts, the physical therapy, all that.
So how does that work? How do they pick out who they're gonna let in there?
They kind of call the managers of Mexico and be like, "Okay, which ones are the best fighters?" They bring them out. Okay. They do a little test on them. They house them, and if they're good enough, they house them. And then if you're good enough, then you stay. If not, they send you packing.
So fighting really is life changing for some of these guys.
For some of these guys, there's nothing in Mexico. What else does it do? Look at boxing.
Mm-hmm.
Boxing's a broke man sport.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what everybody used to say to me. They're like, you're an accountant. Why are you becoming a fighter? They're like, you're entering a broke man sport. I never understood it until I got too deep into it. I'm like, all right,
listen, and that's why I don't have an MMA team, because when they're starting, I don't have no money. I can't pay my, but it's like, I can't,
Mm-hmm.
I have to make a living as well.
Of course.
I feel bad, but it's always been a broke man sport, But I think for Mexico, it's really going to help the next generation build the, MMA martial art in Mexico. And it's growing. I mean, we had 3 world champions in Mexico.
Yeah.
We got Pantera, Yair, Alexa Grasso, and Brandon Moreno. Yeah. So we're doing something.
Yeah. Especially that last fight with Alex Grasso.
Beautiful. Her hands look really good. I felt like Macy Barber was a little bit too open.
She was
too relaxed.
Yeah.
I feel she's a great fighter. She has a lot of weapons, but I feel like she went in there too confident.
Right.
Not knowing that Alexa hits hard.
I also always say that like the Mexican spirit of the fighters. Like I've fought Mexican, and I'm telling you, they were my toughest fights because they don't go down.
No.
They don't go down. Like there was one guy that I fought early in my career in Seattle, and I had to like end his career. Like it just because he wouldn't tap.
Yeah.
Just wouldn't tap because I asked about him the next time I saw his team, and they're like, dude, he can't fight no more. And I'm just like, I never wanted that.
Right.
But he just had so much heart. There's no give up, no giving up in him.
Because we come from nothing.
They come from nothing.
I think that's what pushes me to continue to like do something else.
Right.
And that's like you were saying, like how do you How do you do all these things in one day? You're teaching classes, you're doing this.
But the crazy thing with you is that you say you come from nothing, but you became a civil engineer, so you could have called it. You were set. You were good.
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
But like, it's like there's something more that you wanted. Like,
I want more. I've always been more.
Yeah,
I can't stay. If I was to do good right now, and I conquer something. For example, Brandon Moreno, right? When I was training him, in the beginning of winning the first title, it was like, man, we won the first title. Yeah, I'm all for it, right?
Yeah.
We figured out figure eight, we did that. Then we lost, and then we won it again with Kayla Harrison.
Kayla Harrison, yeah.
Won it again.
Mhm.
Wow. And then the final fight with the Figueiredo, we win that one. I felt like once you conquered, like winning a world title, maybe for me personally, was like when I finished a video game. Like, there's nothing more.
Yeah,
I gotta prove anything to anybody.
Right.
And yeah, of course, after that, a lot of people are like, Professor, I want to train with you. And I was like, okay, but honestly, I kind of enjoy more teaching regular people.
Really?
Honestly. If I could not have to do it.
I never hear that, because for myself, I've been asked to train people. I'm like, I can't train.
You know why? Because I don't live off of what I do.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
For people that are coaches, that's what they live off of.
Like as in monetary or just like the accolades?
It's just a monetary.
Okay, monetary. Okay.
I don't need to. I can close my doors today and all my gyms and go fishing, right? But I didn't make my money in the gyms. There's no money made, but it was an outlet for me for my mental thing to make sure I stayed busy and around everything that's doing. But other than that, I'm good. I don't do it because of the money. And there's been athletes, you can ask any of my athletes, any of them. I've never took $1 from their purse.
Really?
$1. And that includes world champions.
Wow.
I've never took one dime.
Wow.
I've never asked for 5%, never. Right? Because I don't do it because.
And you've trained world champions and you've
I
brought
world
in
champions.
big figure world champions.
Big figure world champions. I've never charged anybody. Now, I think only one time the one world champion gave me one check. I didn't ask for it. They gave me a check, but I've never asked. None of my athletes, you can ask them all. Because I don't live off of that. I don't live off of doing that. My thing was more, I want to see if I can do this. If I can create one. And I did it. So now you go, right? So now the reason it doesn't fade because I'm not doing it for the money.
Got it.
I've got to see that, for example, if an athlete came to me and said, hey, I want to be a world champion, I got to see that you really want it.
You got that
and
spirit
then
in you.
I'm going to invest my time to make you a world champion.
Have you had that situation where somebody came in, said, I want to be world champion, but you're like, this person ain't got it?
Yes.
Like, mentally, just kind of.
Yes.
And then just kind of backed off?
Yep. Nope. I've had guys contact me, oh, I want help. But it's funny. When you hit a certain peak in your career and you're doing great, you feel like everybody's just going to stop doing what they're doing to come and do for you.
Yeah.
I had a situation where I had to tell one ex-world champion, like, hey, I'm not going to work with you. They're like, oh, no, why? Because they weren't respecting my time. If I'm telling you at 12 and you show up at 12:30, I'm done.
Right.
And then, oh, no, I'm sorry, I'm late this time. Then you're late again? No, just go look for someone else. I'm not here for the limelight. I don't care about that stuff. I'm here because I believe in you, but if you don't believe in me and don't respect my time, so why are we going to do?
Right.
There's already a disconnect, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I don't create a MMA team. I rather just work with a couple of individuals, that I know that have the potential to be a world champion, that are going to put in the work, that don't, are not lazy. They're yes sir, boom, let's go.
So where do you think then that the passion to keep growing and keep building and keep doing this, where do you think it originally stems from? Do you think it stems from, you say you come from nothing, to feel that and never feel that again?
I don't know if I come from nothing, but
like,
I
you know,
struggle. Like I didn't
but to
have
struggle.
Yeah.
And not to feel that again.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I got that mentality. It's like, why are you always trying to get involved with new things and doing things?
So
Because you don't want to feel that.
yeah, because I don't want my kids to have to deal with what I had to deal with.
How old are your kids?
My kids, they're all grown up. I'm a empty nester.
No.
I was a grandpa
Wow.
at the age of 34.
You're a grandpa.
At the age of 34, I'm 50 now.
Bro, I need genetics like you, man.
But I had my kids at a young age.
I know.
But,
my 1-year-old's at it 20 years.
Bro, they're all gone. It's the best feeling ever.
Wow.
But they're all doing their thing, and I'm very proud of all of them, you know. But I don't know. I don't want to feel like, for example, you're a fighter. How many fighters have you seen make all this money at a young age and not have nothing by the age of 40 and teaching somewhere to make ends meet?
Right.
A lot, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I don't want to be 60 and not be set where I don't have to worry about stuff like that. And a lot of these fighters end up doing that. Yeah. Oh, I want to fight in the UFC. Yeah, but you can't take that emblem to the bank.
Right.
You can only take the check. And if the pay's not right, why? You can't pay the bills.
Yeah.
You know? And it's tough.
Do you give that kind of advice
I do.
to these fighters? Like,
I always tell them,
right,
I said,
it's not the be all end all.
so they ask me, what do you want to, I always ask them, what do you want to do? You want to make money or you want to be in the UFC? Oh no, I want to make money. Okay.
There was a time when you thought those two went together.
They don't.
They don't. But
They don't.
You thought there was a time when we all thought,
oh, I'm going to be in the UFC, I'm going to get recognized, and then money's going to come.
Money's going to come.
I agree with that.
I had that mindset at one point.
But if they're paying me 3 or 4 times the amount of here, why am I going to be here?
Exactly.
Because I want the UFC emblem? Man, I'll buy you a t-shirt, put it on.
I'll buy the
That doesn't pay the bills.
Yeah,
That doesn't pay the
true.
bills.
Yeah.
And a lot of those guys, they lose 3 fights, they cut them.
Cut them quick.
And now what? Now where are you going to make a living?
Yeah.
You have to go back or go to school or you have to go teach at a gym. What are you going to do? Remember, you got to have money to your 60, 67, I think now to
There's no
retire.
retirement funds in MMA.
So what are you going to do? So that's why I try to tell my athletes, like, what is your ultimate goal? I want to be in UFC. Okay, no problem. But I'm letting you know you're not going to make the money that you think you're going to make.
Yeah.
You're going to have to get a side job.
I think COVID was the biggest wake-up call for a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
Because now fighting the entire world to stand still. They're not giving you a monthly check. There's no salary. There's no check. You guys are all just sitting at home now.
Yeah.
And there's no government assistance really.
Yeah.
And that's when I stepped in, and for a lot of these guys, like, you know, that I knew here, and I was like, we started learning how to trade stocks.
Yeah.
And I got busy with it. I was like I said, I was used to training 3-4 times a day.
Yeah.
Now my whole day is clear. There's nothing else to do. I'm sitting at my kitchen table in Vancouver all of a sudden from here to training 3 times a day. I'm like, what do I do with my time? And a lot of people were jumping on FaceTime, catching up with friends. I'm like, my wife's like, we can finally spend quality time together. I'm like, no. I'm like, there's an opportunity here, and we're gonna see 6 to 9 months down the road of how people use this time.
My best year was during COVID.
My best year was during COVID.
My best years were during COVID.
And I think certain personalities, they thrived during that time. They hustled, right? And that's so interesting.
So my wife, she's a speech therapist. That's another thing. We own a speech therapy clinic, right? That's where, you know, we do very well. During COVID, she was doing home speech therapy.
Of course.
She created her own business.
Yeah.
And was doing telehealth.
Because you can do that.
You could do that.
Because I have high risk use that I take care of, and we can do that in person, or we can do it
so
telehealth.
There you go. So to me, it was like, figure it out.
Yeah.
So when I get into all these other projects or things that I figure it out, and then I use my contacts. Hey, what can we do here? What can we do there? Blah 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 blah. Do this, do that. Okay, cool. And then I set out a plan. But I have a lot of people that help me behind the scenes. You know.
Yes.
I can't do it by myself.
Did you see those 2 different kind of personalities like pop out during that time too?
Yeah.
Like people that almost kind of gave up on life almost.
I have a situation where I was so frustrated and not doing anything that I threw the remote control through the TV.
Because your day was
because the government wouldn't let me do anything,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I was just getting frustrated, locked up in my house, and I'm like,
a lot of people are still
I'm
training
not
out here.
used to
But a lot of
doing
people are
this.
still training out here somehow.
I'm not used to feeling this.
Right,
So
exactly.
I'm a hustler. I'm moving, you know, and it really affected me. But it was our best year.
Yeah.
And then that's when we decided, well, let's open our own, you know. And well, we're 2 years in now, 3 years in. Man, the clinic's doing way better than the gym did in 10 years.
Wow.
But again, it's insurance money, right?
Of course.
A little different.
Yeah.
And it's a necessity for kids. And the good thing is that we're giving back, you know, to autism kids, special needs kids, helping.
Yeah, those are the kids we take care of, and those are the ones that seek speech therapy.
Exactly.
With us, yeah.
And it's like, that right there also makes us be like, man, we're giving back.
Right.
We're giving back. And, but yeah, no, I get myself my wife says I'm crazy, but I haven't been wrong since.
Right.
You know, because I do my research and I do things right. So I tried it.
That's wild. Yeah, I think especially during COVID time, it was like you really got to see people in their real light. Like, you know, especially when the pressure's on everybody. Because I think we all kind of live, a lot of us roll around in these make-believe worlds.
No.
And all of a sudden the world became real.
Yeah.
And it's like sink or swim was what was going on during that time.
Another thing I think that's kind of separated me from the way I used to be when I was younger is not buying expensive stuff.
Not buying, okay.
I don't. If you see me right here, this is...
Look at your head. Look at your
No, but that, once in a great while. But what I'm saying is,
Right.
Joe will tell you,
Yeah.
Hector Vasquez is always like this.
Right.
I'm in my flip-flops.
Yeah.
I'm like this. And it's funny because I do spend money on cars. That's
cars.
like my addiction.
Yeah.
Like I like classic cars, but to say that I'm gonna go buy like you know, name brand clothing, that doesn't I mean, now watch, something that I can make money on a classic car or stuff like that, I'm all for it.
Yeah, there was this one financial guru that I've been listening to a lot, and he was talking about that. He's like, you shouldn't go away from the things that give you passion to go for. So like, you know, for you, the watches, the cars. For me, cars don't interest me whatsoever, but traveling in business and traveling a certain way does.
Right.
So that motivates me to strive for the income that I income.
When you fly business or first class, you'll never want to go back.
You'll never want to go back. So you're always working hard to stay there.
Work hard.
And now I have my son. I want to have him in there too. But like, as far as like, if somebody was like, do you ever dream of having a Lambo? Like, would you work for it? I don't think I would stay motivated for that long to strive for that.
So I'm going to take you back to that. So I've had 2 expensive exotic cars, right? Back then. We had this big house. The kids, you know, everything. Then I was like, what is this for? It's just sitting in the garage doing nothing.
Right.
Nothing. Got rid of everything, boss. We moved, when the kids moved out, we got rid of everything. We moved out of a house that had a swimming pool. It was just stupid.
Right.
Now we live in a 3-bedroom house, single story, in a quiet neighborhood where you can't even hear birds.
Yeah.
No pool, no maintenance. I get home and I just enjoy my life.
Yeah.
You know? I think as a young person, you're like, oh yeah, you want to have a Lamborghini, you want to have a Ferrari, and it's great if you can. Awesome. The only time now that we did it is because my wife wanted a G-Wagon. That's always been her dream.
Right. That's my wife's dream too. My son drives a G-Wagon Power Wheel. My son drives a...
Well, my wife got her G-Wagon, but again, we used it as a way of tax write-off through the business because it weighs 6,000 pounds. Right? So it's like, okay, you deserve it, you want it, here you go. But for me, I'm good with my classic cars.
Right.
I'm chilling. I enjoy that.
Yeah. So it's like, if it keeps you driven, then that's the main thing. Like for me, I drive a Tesla and I'm happy with it.
I have a Tesla too.
Yeah.
I just took that one. I use that one for my daily.
So
then if we go to tournaments, I just press that start that drive by itself, oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
But like the things that drive me are certain different things. So it's like, yeah, but like people always think that in order to, like, you know, if you make money, you shouldn't spend it and stuff like that. But there's certain tangibles that make you happy.
Yeah.
The money that you achieve should make you happy. You're not trying to impress anybody else.
No, nobody.
Like I have a friend that all he does is collect cars, and I don't even know some of the cars he gets. It's just when other people see it, when I'm with them, and they lose their mind, they're like, "Well, how do you get this?" I had no idea. I'm like, but I know it makes him happy. So whenever he tells me, I couldn't be more happy for him because there's no kind of jealousy or anything because it's not something that drives me. I know it keeps him happy. Ferraris, Lambo, and Porsches, like whatever. For me, it's
I always hear about that exotic hacks. I don't know if you ever seen that.
The exotic what?
Where they buy exotic cars and that the payments lower and you could be driving this kind of car. I never really believed, but there's a lot of guys that I know that I'm like, okay, wait a second. I know I make way more money a month than that dude, and why is he driving that? Right?
Yeah.
But again, to each his own, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Maybe that's not. I've gotten past that stage where now I'm just like, I want to save my money. I'm 10 years away from turning 60. I don't want to work until I'm 60. I want to work until I'm 55, and then I'm done.
I think you get to a point where you're just chasing peace, and whatever peace means to you. Yeah. So peace means to you that you're okay with the home you're in, with the cars you're driving.
I'm happy right now. I'm probably the happiest I've ever been.
That's amazing.
I'm relaxed. I don't know. I love my gym. I love the people around me. You know. Yeah. It just really fills me, and I spend maybe from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Monday through Friday at the gym. And people say, "Man, go home." Yeah. Brother, this is my home. You know, this is my real home because at home I'm hardly there. Yeah. But this is my real home, and I think that's where we go back to that family environment, that vibe that everybody cares about, you know? Yeah.
And you're kind of like the headmaster of that home.
Yeah, and again, people say, "Oh man, you're the best," or "You're the best coach." No, I don't want to be the best. Coach, you're the best. No. I want to be like you when I grow up. I say, you don't want to be like me. You want to be better than me. Because I've made a lot of mistakes in my life and I had to learn from them. But if you're better than me, then you're going to learn at a young age and not have to deal with, be successful at a later age. Right. Which is, what happened to myself. Like, if I could change everything and go back, I would do what I'm doing now instead of being out there on the streets and doing stuff that I shouldn't have been doing.
Started sooner, basically, more than anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But,
So what would you say, like obviously jiu-jitsu transfers into life, and where do you think some of the greatest lessons in jiu-jitsu come, where it's, like for myself, it's I remember when I started stock trading, the chaos of being stuck in a triangle or an arm bar and being on the mats and I was able to transfer that onto the charts, because you're sitting there in your house and trading is all psychology. It's a lot of your mind and where it's at. Where would you say certain lessons of jiu-jitsu will take you?
I think what I've taken from jiu-jitsu in life overall, problem solving.
Problems, 100%.
Because every position is a problem, right? And you got to stay calm and figure it out. So I think that's what I've taken most, like problem solving.
Problem solving.
Yeah.
And then, I think that
everything, I run into an issue in life, I'm like, okay, there's this is what I do, take a deep breath, boom, boom, boom. I have a good saying that I tell everybody. They're always like, "Oh, Professor, I have this problem." I'm like, "Is there a solution?" Yes. Then there's no problem, right? If there's a problem and there's a solution, there's no problem. Now, if there's a problem and there's no solution, then there's no fucking problem either, because you can't solve it, right? Yeah. So you can say, fuck it. So that's where my mindset has changed now. Right. That I'm like, out of sight, out of mind. Like, if I can't solve it, let it go and move on to the next thing, Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, especially with jiu-jitsu, like the lessons that you take from it, like it really is the game of human chess. Like they always say, it's the game of human chess with dire consequences. Yeah. Where you get checkmated, you're being tapped out, your arms being stretched.
Armbarred and all,
armbarred and stuff. And I think it's one of those martial arts where you can do it till your final breath. It can be it can be something where you're always on the mats.
Yeah.
Always
I'm hoping
growing.
to train until I'm 80.
Yeah.
Trying to take my body.
There's actually a guy that we train with in Vancouver. How old is he now? He's almost 70. Triple bypass surgery, heart surgery.
Wow.
Beat cancer. I forgot, I think it was kidney cancer. Was 450 pounds, now down to, I think he's down to 250. And he comes with his son who is about 28, 29. And they do jiu-jitsu every day, and he's in there. And then after everyone's done and leaving, he's on the side doing burpees.
Look at that.
And I'm just like, and he's like, I want to be like you. I'm like, I want to be like you. I'm like, you are an inspiration.
You know,
you're in here.
Talking about cancer, going back to that. So I was diagnosed with prostate cancer 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. I didn't tell a lot of my students.
Right.
You know, because I didn't want them to worry about it or, you know, try to treat me anything different. I kind of kept it under wraps for a while. I told my very close black belts what was going on. And then I got my prostate removed. And then I was teaching class for 6 months with a catheter. Nobody knew. I was still teaching.
Damn.
I didn't show nothing. And then people are like, and then afterwards, like 2 years, I was like, hey guys, I just want to let you guys know I'm cancer free, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, why didn't you tell us? I was like,
They're not seeing it on your health in any way?
Because I've never gone to the gym to show my personal stuff. I go in there with the right energy.
Got it.
I don't want to bring that outside stuff coming into the gym, you know?
Now, how important do you think that is?
No,
Viviano talks about this because obviously everyone comes from comes from work, has stresses outside in life. He's like, at that door when you approach there, you have this 1 hour to leave it there.
Yeah.
Before you got to go face whatever it is that you come from. You have this 1 hour in this gym to push yourself, roll, be in a different energy.
Yeah.
And to train your mind to be able to do that, like you do it day in and day out.
Yeah.
How do you, like, when do you come to that kind of decision that?
I think because, well, for a normal person, when you have these bad things going, it's the best place to go. You don't worry about your credit card bills. You don't worry about shit because you just got to worry about the person that's in front of you that's about to beat your ass.
Yeah.
Right? So when you're there, you're like, okay. But for me personally, I like to separate it because that's my happy place. That's where everybody comes in and actually they come there because of what we've built. I say we because it takes more than one person to build this thing,
right?
You know? And the bad apples will fall off by themselves, but the good ones will stay and we just keep building. And I think that's what really keeps me positive, not, you know, worried about, you know, other things. And then when I leave, I'm a professor in the gym, but then I'm Hector Vasquez outside of it, you know? And I just separate the two.
And you're able to separate the two.
Yeah. It's been, I don't know, maybe because that's just my nature, the culture that I come from.
Right.
It's just like, whatever, you know?
And that's definitely something that you have to kind of train and kind of check in on. At times, like for myself, I noticed, like when I come back from a fight camp after a fight, my fight name is Saint Line. I can't bring that into my house.
No.
I can't be that guy in the house.
No.
That's not gonna go over well with my family and my wife especially. No. So there's something where you gotta almost kind of train it. And I feel like martial arts are always kind of, martial art and jiu-jitsu competitors are always kind of able to do that.
Yeah.
If you're in the gym consistently. It seems like everything has to be consistent because you're having to do that. Step in, step out, step in, step out.
Yeah.
Especially like, you know, you were just talking about the guy that has his kids 3 times a day, or 3 times a day he's coming to the gym. He's got to go back to a job.
Yeah.
He's got to go back to something. Then he comes back in there, and there I'm rolling with this guy, and then he's got to go back.
Yeah. For me, I think a connection I've made with my students has been not only as a customer or a student, more about like a person they can come to if they got something on their mind. I might not know everything, you know, you deal with a lot of people on their personal or divorce or this and that. So you got to play Dr. Phil sometimes. If I've never lived the situation, then I don't give my opinion.
Got it.
I'll listen.
Right.
But if I have lived it, then I'll give what I think and tell them the truth. I think that's one thing that through the years separated me from a lot of people. I don't like to sugarcoat nothing. If my friends are, you know, oh, you know what? She left me. And then you get all these people are like, oh yeah, don't worry, bro. You're going to find someone else. No. I would always be the guy that be like, hey, maybe it's not her. Maybe it's you.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to think about maybe what you did wrong or what you need to fix. I've never been a cheerleader. And I think that also helped me with coaching MMA.
Right.
Because I see it so much.
I think that's also a lesson in fighting, though, because it's so raw and true.
Mm-hmm.
There's no bullshitting it.
No.
There's no bullshitting being punched in the face.
Yeah.
It's going to hurt. It's never going to tickle.
But the funny thing is you'll see a lot of coaches be like, oh, great job, man. You look sharp. No.
Yeah.
What do you mean you look sharp? You look like shit. You fucked up here, you fucked up there, you fucked up there.
Right.
And people don't like to hear the truth because
especially in this generation.
It's true what they say. The truth hurts, right? The truth
especially
always hurts.
Yeah. The truth is going to show up in the worst times.
And the reason coaches are so scared to say something is because one, they're worried about their payday and losing that fighter. Right. And that's where I think I haven't lost my fighters.
Because you don't care.
Because I don't need the money. I tell you the truth. And if you don't like it, it's totally fine with me.
Yeah.
But because I care and I want the best for you. And if I see you fucking up, I'm going to tell you fucking up. Right. I think that's better. And maybe in the moment you might get pissed off at me.
Of course.
But then later on you'll be like, man, maybe he was right.
If you're a grown person, it'll make sense later.
Yeah,
if you're not.
Yeah. If you're not open-minded. Some guys, they turn into superstars. And now they expect all the coaches to just do what they want to do. No, you're still an athlete. Mm-hmm. Let the coach do his job. And you focus on that. But the moment that they want to run their own shit, then I'm out.
How frustrating does that become?
I mean, I don't deal with it. So I'm just like, hey, you know what? Thank you so much.
But I'm sure there's like a part where you have to deal with it
for a bit. Oh, it's so frustrating because then what do you need me for?
Yeah.
If you're going to run class and you know what to do, then what do you need me for? So I better not. Hey, do your thing. No big deal. No hard feelings. Just do your thing.
Is there any of the up-and-comers that step into that role quicker? That become the superstars before they are the superstars?
I think everybody goes through that, right? So they'll win some fights and they'll come back, walk around, and it's fine. I understand it, It's funny because I compare it to when somebody gets their belt, right? They get their belt and they don't show up for 2 weeks. So when they come back, I'll be like, hey, bro, what's going on, man? Would you open your own academy or what? Right? Oh, no, I just been up. But it's crazy how something that you work so hard for right away gets into your head. Mm-hmm. You got to stay humble. Right. Because not every day is going to be a great day when you're up here. And when you're up here, you're going to have days where you fall. Yeah. Then you're going to win. Then you're going to fall. Then you're going to realize who truly was there when all that shit was going on. Yeah. And I think a lot of these guys, they get to that point, they think they're over too good and they want yes men around them. Right. I was never and never will I be a yes man. I'd rather just say myself.
Do you see a lot of that here?
A lot.
A lot?
A lot. They don't want to be told what to do.
Right.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. But I feel like at some point when you start losing, then
you got to reassess everything.
You got to reassess everything. If you're winning doing this and you start losing because you start doing this, then you should be able to see that. Right. Right? But it comes with money, it comes with fame, and I totally get it, but it's just not my cup of tea.
Where do you think the culture of jiu-jitsu and MMA is going? Like, obviously, it's evolved to a completely different thing now.
So, again, I work with Mikey Musumeci and a lot of these UFC, BJJ guys. Mm-hmm.
Did you ever think when you first moved here that there would be something like that going on here?
Never,
UFC, BJJ?
Never. Claudia and Techi are doing a great job. They're building something where people are getting paid for their work.
Exactly. You never thought jiu-jitsu guys would get paid.
People are, they're not paying and this. I'm like, listen, we fought for free and they never paid me.
You had to pay.
Yeah, I had to pay.
You had to pay.
So be happy that they're paying. Yeah. They're opening the doors and right now they're fresh. They're new. Wait until they start getting TV deals, bigger sponsorships. Then they're going to be able to pay you guys a little bit more. Yeah. It's no different than Zuffa. Yeah. People want to talk shit about Zuffa, but it's like starting any business. There's a budget, right? Mm-hmm. We can't pay you more than what the budget is. Right. And they say, oh, well, they gave this guy $15 million and he's in Zuffa and these guys in the UFC are not even making that kind of money. Well, there's a reason.
Yeah.
Maybe the UFC it didn't come out of the UFC's pocket. Maybe it came from the Saudis and paid for that 15 million, but wanted Zuffa to represent them. So all of these things people see, but at the end of the day, you got to be grateful that they're paying up.
The evolution of it.
The evolution. And I think it's going to go far. I think Claudia and Techi have a plan. I think it's going to make it. They've done great with the bowl setup. I really like the rule set.
Yeah, that's a cool
Little
concept.
by little, little by little. And they're bringing big names. They're bringing attention. It's just going to take time.
Just some of these tournaments, like they're just so big. Like I went to CGI. I was like, whoa.
Craig Jones doing
like,
this thing.
The ADCC finals. I was like, what is this? They were coming out like they were in Pride.
Right?
I was like, this is crazy.
But yeah, people say, oh, well, they're paying good money over here. Yeah, but how long term are they going to be there? Or short term? And we've seen a lot of promotions in MMA
That's kind of what happened with one.
Huh?
That's kind of what's going on with
one right now. There's so much money that I feel, comes from different places. But but they pay very well. But how many times do you fight a year?
Exactly. And that's the thing.
What was the last time you fought?
One. Well, for me, because of my ACL, it's been about a year and a half. But yeah, about once or twice a year you're fighting.
And but again, at least in the UFC, the pay is not that high, but you're guaranteed 3 fights a year. That's on you if you take them or not, but they guarantee you 3. So maybe the pay's not where you want it to be, but they gave you a platform to grow your own brand. Not a lot of places are going to give you that, Yeah,
especially with that eyeballs, like they're basically covering the whole marketing of it.
They are the
that's
platform.
the engine.
Yeah.
That's
And again, to each his own, but like I tell everybody, what are you looking for? Payday or UFC?
That's a decision I had to make when I signed my contract with one. It was one of those things. It's like, do I wait for the UFC or do I'm getting married now and I'm probably going to have a kid. Like this was when I was about to sign it. I'm going to have a kid one day and I'm like, I can't live off of 8 and 8. And you got to pay your managers. You got to pay your coaches. You got to pay the travel.
Bro, managers for boxing make 33%. 30%.
33%.
30.
Like Crawford and Canelo's managers.
Could be different in different managers, but my understanding is 30% of the purse. So go do the math.
No wonder 30% living good.
30% for the manager. 30% for taxes.
Right.
That's 60.
Yeah. 60.
Now your coaches. So you probably take maybe 35 to 40% of your purse that you make.
That's why the purse has got to be so big for them. They probably like that Canelo
I think
Crawford
if the purses are bigger, they might be like 20% or 10%, depending on how big it is. But for you guys, that in the beginning of your guys' career, when you make 5,000, right?
Yeah.
And then you got the manager takes your percentage.
That's if you win, you get your other 5. So you make 10,000.
10,000. So out of 10,000, 20% for that's $2,000. So now you're 8 plus taxes.
Yeah.
That's another 20.
I would have to pay taxes in 2 areas, Singapore and Canada.
Yeah. So go figure. 50% is gone.
Yeah.
So you take home.
And then your training camp.
Like 3 months you lost.
Yeah, you're not eating.
You got to pay rent.
Yeah.
You got to pay. So again, is it a life that I would choose? Hell no.
Yeah, I know. I've looked back on it. I'm like, the thing that I'm most grateful in MMA is the bonds that I made, the connections I made, the networks I made, the things that I have achieved. But if my own kid wanted to be in this, I don't know if I would put him down this route. Because everyone was like, oh, you had a son now. You probably want to. I'm like, jiu-jitsu, yes. But MMA, to get punched in the head and
for the pay
that you're getting, I don't think so.
No. I always tell all my guys, have a backup plan.
Always have a backup plan.
Have a backup plan.
Because
if this doesn't work out,
you
need to have a plan.
Yeah.
Which usually it doesn't work out. Less than 1% are making millions.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Unless you're a Conor, you're a Pereira.
And if you get those fight night bonus or anything, what are you doing with it? Like there's a couple of the guys I was training out here, Eric Anders.
Yeah,
he went and just bought a bunch of Airbnbs in Phoenix. and he's living good. He's retired. He just retired on that last Apex card. But he structured everything where he had rental properties and everything.
Smart.
Demetrius is really good with that. Demetrius and me always talk stocks.
Nice.
He was always building up a portfolio, which he's like, there's nothing you could do to me to make me ever come back to fight again. He's one of those guys, like, you can't offer me anything to come back, because he's set it all up. Now he's with his family, his wife and kids.
Gets to wake up.
He has to wake up.
If he wants to go train, he goes trains. He does this, he does that. I mean, at the end of the day, I think that's one thing that, if I was to tell a UFC fighter, is to have a backup plan and invest your money. Yeah. Because
you gotta have money to invest.
Yeah. Your door is this big.
Yeah.
It closes around 35. How are you gonna feed yourself from 35 to 70?
And not just you.
And your family, yeah. So make sure you have a backup plan or investments, you know. For me, I've done well with investments, properties, and stuff like that. So, like I said, we could close the door today and I'll be fine. I'm good. You know?
Yeah, you're the level I want to get to. you're the level I want to get to.
You know? And you don't need to, like
the way that you say how you can just go home and be at peace with the house that you have. With
I can make, now, if you gave me, let's say, for example, if I made $2,000 a month, even if I didn't have any money saved up or anything, or any money, if I had $2,000 a month, I live comfortable, because that's how I live. I still live simple.
Right.
I would be fine.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And your wife accepts that too.
Yeah. She's not a spender neither. But when we do spend, we go big.
Yeah. When you said you go big.
But it's because we structured to a point of, okay, there's a reason why we bought this. To write off so I don't give it to the government.
Got it.
IRS, because they take a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, okay, how can we eliminate that? Yeah, okay, buy this, okay, buy that, okay, buy that.
That's a good problem to have.
Good problem to have.
That's a good problem to have.
But again, the goal at the end of the day, like I tell all the athletes, is for you to just, it's not how much money you have, it's how smart you use that money in the long term. That you don't have to make $50 million or $2 million, but you have everything in order, where it's just passive income and it's just coming in. Yeah, you're gonna be happy.
You're happy.
Yeah.
So there's always one question I always ask at the end, is that, what is the legacy that you would want to leave behind if today was your final day, for your family, for your students, for your gym, for your brand, for everything that you are? What would you want to be remembered for?
I would want to be remembered as the guy that was able to help someone live their dream. Okay. I'd be happy with that. I care less about medals or anything like that.
Yeah.
As long as I get remembered as, hey, you know what, that guy, like I told you earlier, that guy changed my life and opened the doors for me to live a good life. That's it. I'll be good.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's so simple, but
some people want to be remembered for like all the accomplishments.
Yeah,
bro.
No, it doesn't.
The biggest accomplishment for me is be able to change somebody's life. If I change the life of one person, I've done my job. That's it.
That was amazing. Yeah, I think just sitting here with you, it's just been like, I truly strive for that mindset that you're in. That kind of, like, I can totally feel the peace you're in.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can feel it. I know you're not BSing it. I know just from the structure that you have set up, just being in the gym today around you and the energy you have set up there, it's just your presence here. And just, it's
I'm happy.
And that's all we're striving for.
Yeah, I think a lot of people put a lot of pressure on themselves on a daily basis, but there's things that you can't control. You know, it's just get up, be happy, take care of your family, and take it one day at a time, because you don't know if you're going to live to see another day. So I just try to stay as positive as possible.
And it seems like you truly do.
I try. And then just the people around me, honestly, I have great people around me. My black belts, all of their gyms are doing great. You know, I'm so proud of them. And again, sharing the piece of the pie.
Correct.
I think that's one of the biggest things. Let other people around you build their own legacy and their own brands, you know. The moment you allow other people to also do their thing, you're gonna feel more relaxed and not have to worry about somebody backstabbing you or anything like that.
That also makes your legacy almost immortal because it's always carried on through somebody else.
Yeah. And they're going to pass it on and be like, hey, so-and-so showed me how to do this.
That's a powerful thing.
So-and-so showed me how to do this.
Yeah.
And I feel like that, to me, that's better than...
We see that about the Gracies a lot. Like you know, like Bibiano's always referring to Helio.
Yeah.
He's like, Helio's not everybody. It's just, he's opened the door with so many people, and there's other jiu-jitsu communities.
Exactly.
And there's so much like the lineage that gets carried on that forever
And
will
for
stay.
me, it's more like, man, that guy's doing great. Good for him.
Yeah.
You know, even my competitors, I'll be happy if they're doing well. You know, because now if they're doing well, I want to be that. Now it makes me hungrier. Because I'm like, man, he's doing great, man. I'm happy for that guy. But I want to do better than that guy. I want to work harder. What is he doing that I'm not doing to get better? And that's one thing that a lot of people, instead of hating or not liking other people, when you see a successful person, go over there and ask them, hey, what are you doing to do this, to get this, to do that? Why are you so successful? Show me.
Right.
Because that was the way I learned. I asked somebody,
That's something
hey,
I'm stepping in.
what are you doing that I'm not doing?
Yeah.
Because you're doing way better. Why? Congrats. But show me. Don't just, don't be afraid or feel like you're any lower than somebody else because you asked them what they're doing and how can I get into that. I think that's been my thing. I care less if I go ask somebody, because again, if that guy is doing better than me, then he's doing something. I want to know. Right. And knowledge is everything.
And that's like, it's interesting because something I've noticed while doing these episodes is that's a trait of highly successful people such as yourself, is that you don't have an ego about going to ask. Yeah. And I think the people that don't strive to the highest are the ones that have the ego to not ask. Yeah. And I'm kind of like in this middle ground where I'm realizing I should be asking. I should be reaching out. There was actually a guy that I reached out to who's here in Vegas right now. He's a billionaire, like scrap recycling guy. Named Adam Weitzman. He's well known. He's a very well known guy. And I just reached out to him through DM. I'm like, this guy's never gonna respond. Gave me his direct number. He's like, meet me. I'm in Vegas. I'm here for WrestleMania. I'm like,
oh, what? That's right. WrestleMania is it.
Yeah. I'm like, what? You responded to me first of all. I know he has 3 million.
That just goes to show you humbleness.
Yeah. And then I followed up again today. I'm like, message him, and he's like, yeah, call me after. I'm like, whoa, he's still talking to me. I'm like,
because that just goes to show. And as me, if somebody answered like that. I would take that person and be like, hey, can we catch dinner or something? Yeah. I want to pick your brain.
Right.
Because again, maybe I'm a millionaire. Yeah. That guy's a billionaire.
Yeah.
I want to know what he's doing to get right there. Yeah. Instead of worrying about this guy behind me saying, oh, bro, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. Well, don't ever ask somebody that's doing worse than you for an opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the mindset that like, guys like such as myself who want to reach up to these guys such as yourself, and it's like, why would they give me a time? Yeah. What do I got to? But you'll be surprised how many of them are willing to, like, if I asked you for advice, you'd be like, here, let me show you. You're like, what? Like, you actually like, what do I have to offer you?
And a lot of people won't show you what they're doing, but the good ones, they'll show you, and they'll show you, and they'll guide you.
It's usually because they'll sense the energy of somebody that does want to actually learn, and somebody wants a handout of like, give me your whole plan. I'm not going to work for it, but I'm actually working for this. Yeah. But guide me as I'm trying to work for this.
Listen, nobody knows, but I never got paid teaching kids classes at Cobrinha's. I did everything voluntarily. Why? Why do you think I did it?
Because it was a
Because I wanted to take the knowledge.
Yeah.
Take that knowledge and build my... That's what it was.
And look where it's taken you.
Man, everywhere I see somebody, I'm like, hey, what do you do for a living? Okay. And then I asked. Never know. So here we are today, and life is good.
Fascinating. This has been absolutely amazing. Like I'm surprised how informing, and it's definitely been, I'm gonna say, life changing to a point where it's like I got this goal where I want to reach because I sense it off of you.
And then again, that's huge. You know the path you want to take. You feel it. Go with your instinct. And if you fail, guess what? Try it again.
Definitely.
Because you're gonna fall. Right? Yeah. It's no different than fighting. What are you going to do?
100%.
You lose, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Cry?
Yeah.
No, you get up, get back on the horse, and do it again.
100%.
All right?
Thank you, Professor.
You're welcome,
It's been a pleasure.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you.